primary data from the respondents. And who were our target respondents? The target respondents were the rural cassava farmers, the small ruminant animals. We had CBOs, we have MDAs, we had chairmen and councillors of agricultural services and departments, we have CDAs and also religious leaders. Our data was collected and measured using the descriptive statistics as percentages and also data visualization. Coming to our results and discussion, 34.93% of our respondents were from Odeda local government, 33.1% from Odobolu, while we had 31% from Yewa North local government in Ogun State. Looking at the socioeconomic characteristics of the respondents, majority of our respondents were female because we had more of female farmers in the state. And majority of them were between the ages of 36 to 60 years old, while we had 34% of them having only primary education as their level of education, and we had about 15% not having any form of education. Going into other livelihoods, we found out that they are also engaged in other livelihood activities. Majority of them were engaged in trading and artisanship as their other sources of livelihood. Now, looking at the spread of agricultural practices that they are engaged in, we found out that arable crop farming, which is cassava, was the main crop activity that they were into. And we have other livestock farmers, the small ruminant farmers, among our respondents. Going through their income distribution, the income distribution shows that majority of them have between 100 to 400,000 naira annually, of which we have a distribution across the livelihood activities of crop production, livestock, aquaculture and fishery, agro-processing, marketing of agricultural produce, and the processing of providing agricultural services. Some of these fell below 100,000 naira annually. Looking at the alternative sources of livelihood that the respondents are interested in, on which they even want more training, we found out that fisheries, snailery, and rabbitry formed the major source of alternative source of livelihood that they want capacity to be built, and they want more information and training. Now, looking at the farmers' awareness on the issue of climate change and digital solutions, looking at the digital financial or digital devices that they have, majority of them had their mobile phones, they have televisions, they had TVs, and little of them had a laptop or the computer. Looking at the telecommunication providers in the states, MTN happened to be the major server of telecommunication service. The distribution of awareness and the perception and the losses of the respondents due to climate change. Majority of them are aware that there is something called climate change, though they have different perception of the term or definition of climate change. Majority of them happen to understand that climate change is a period rainfall. 67% of them, 63% of them understood climate change to be increase in daylight temperature. Some of them understood climate change to be excessive rainfall duration, excessive heat when there is drought, and when there is reduced daylight period.